Hey everyone! Welcome back to Learning with Teacher Alexis. I'm so glad you guys are joining me today because I have such a great experiment for you guys to do. It has to do with water. And guess what? You get to put things in it. But we'll get to that in a little bit, okay? Let's warm up our hands and sing the Hello, How Are You song first. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you today? It is so good to see you guys. I'm so happy that you guys made it all the way through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now it's Friday. It's our 5th day of learning time. And then tomorrow will be Saturday, and after Saturday comes another Sunday. So we had our 5 days of learning, and then you get your 2 days off, which makes what number? Oh, you're right, it is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days in a week. All right, so we're going to look out the window and see what the weather is, because I'm so excited. I want to get to this activity, so we need to do it really, really quick. Are you ready? Remember your 2 things. What you see, what you feel. What's the weather? What's the weather? Go look outside. Go look outside. Tell us what the weather is. Tell us what the weather is. Go look outside. What is the weather? Oh, thanks. Over here in Pacifica, it's a little bit cold, but the sun's out, which is a great thing. Do you know that the sun gives you a special vitamin? You don't even have to take it. It is called vitamin D. The sun goes into your body through your skin, and it gives you vitamin D. So that's a really known fact. If you guys ever told anybody, they'd be like, whoa, you're super duper smart. But I already know you guys are smart, so don't worry about that. Well, today we are going to talk about sinking and floating. And what does that even mean? So I'm going to have you guys go and look at my special container that I have. I have to move the camera a little bit so you can see it. You see? What color is that? That's white. And guess what? When you guys see what I'm going to do, you guys are going to be so excited too. Hold on 1 second. It's getting a little rocky over here. I have to get you guys set up so you can really see very, very much, so you can do this at home. All right, so first thing first, you need to ask mom or dad or whoever is watching you for a container. It could be a bowl, it could be a pan, it could be anything you want. And what you're going to need to do is fill up that container with water. Another way to say water is H2O. So you fill it up. You might need more than 1 cup. So I came prepared. I brought my water bottle that I refilled after drinking it, which means that's kind of like recycling, right? And I fill up this container with water. You see, it took my container a lot to fill up. So now, this container is deep enough that it covers my lid of my water bottle. So, this is what we're going to do next. You're going to go find some objects in your house, but you need to listen to this. You need to ask mom and dad first before you start putting things into water, because some things that are put into water can break. But for me, I already picked out my things that I know that won't break. All right, so before you put anything in this water, make sure you know that it won't break. So ask mom and dad. Deal, deal, deal? Okay, deal. So first thing first, there's this big, big word called density. And density means that it makes it either sink, which goes down, or float, which means it stays on the top of the water. So depending on if you want it to sink or float, depends on the density. So I'm going to start you off with an experiment first of something that will help you guys understand. I have this little box lid. And it looks like that on the back and this on the front. And I'm going to show you the exact same kind of box lid, because this is going to show you what density is all about. They're both exactly the same. They're both squares. They're both blue on the outside, white on the inside, and they both have bows. So I'm going to fill up one box with my colorful dice. You see? I'm going to put it in there. That's my first box. And then I'm going to fill up my other box with pieces of paper. Remember, they're both the same exact boxes. So I'm going to ask you, what one is going to float and what one's going to sink? Or are they both going to sink? Or are they both going to float? Think about it for a second. I'll count to 5 while you guys are thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I'm going to put the one with paper in it first. And if you can't see, it's just floating on the top of my water. Now I'm going to put this one in. It has 3 dice in it, and it's the same box. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, it's going down. I see a corner going down. So, if you can see, the dice went down further than the box with paper. Do you want to know why? Because what density is that if it's a heavier object, it usually goes down to the bottom. If it's a lighter object like paper, it usually will stay on top. It's called less dense. The dice were more dense and the paper was less dense. So let's try some other things that I have so you get a great idea of what it is. Let's see. I have a key. This key, I don't even know opens what, but it opens something at some point. If I put this into my water, is it going to be floating or sinking? We have to think about it. Is a key heavy or is a key light? So that's how you can kind of tell what the density is. So I'm just going to throw that in and see what happens. Did you hear that noise? It went all the way to the bottom. So that key is very dense. All right, I have a egg, but there's nothing in it, I'll tell you that. So you know that there's nothing weighing it down. So we have to think, is this going to sink or float? If you said float, you got it. Watch. You see, it's going around like a boat. Because this is not very dense at all. If there was something in that egg, it would probably go down to the bottom. Should we look at that? Here we go. I'm going to take the same egg and I'm going to put my dice in there. 1, 2, and I'm going to close it. So now it's a little bit heavier. Let's see if this makes it go down to the bottom. Yep, it's still floating a little, but it's definitely touching the bottom. You see how it's stuck on the edge there? That means that it was a little bit more dense, so it isn't floating. All right, I have something else. I have it's called a bottle cap. And your mom or dad might have one of these. They usually put them into jars because they can hurt your fingers if they're too sharp. But guess what? I know that you guys can be safe. So let's think about if this is going to be dense or not dense. If it's not very dense, then it floats. If it's very dense, it is sinking. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Did you hear that sound? It went all the way to the bottom. And I have one more thing. My special green wiffle ball. A wiffle ball is something that has holes in it so that the wind can go through it, right? So this is a little bit interesting because of the holes. I don't really know what's going to happen. This is really something I'm going to find out just with you guys. So let's see if it sinks or floats. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, it went down. But you want to know something? The amount of water in my container also plays a big role. So if you have more water, would it change these things? I don't know. But you guys can play around. You can put a lot of water in a container or a little bit of water, and you guys can see what happens. That's the great thing about science. All you have to do is an experiment and use your eyes to see. And guess what? A hypothesis is like guessing. So before you put the things in your water, guess, will it sink or will it float? And if you get it incorrect, don't worry. As long as you tried your best, that's all you can do. All right? I'm going to sing the goodbye song to you guys, and then you guys can go and have fun. Goodbye, everybody. It's so good to see you today. Goodbye to your moms. Goodbye to your dads. Goodbye to baby brothers or baby sisters or big brothers or big sisters. Goodbye to babysitters or anyone else around. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And remember, on Monday, I'll be back to teach you something new. And I can't wait to hear about what you guys have learned about density. And I hope you enjoyed doing the ramps yesterday. I saw some really cool pictures posted. Thank you. Have a good one. Love you guys.